Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here from CinemaSound.com. Today we're going to be doing some sand footsteps in the CinemaSound Foley Library using Logic Pro. Let's roll. So I'm just going to play this scene for you that we have. It's got some dialogue, it's got ambiences, it's got a little music, but and maybe some sound effects, but no Foley. Here's what it sounds like. Sans the Foley.
What? Got out of yoga class for you. I got your text. Got my phone on silent. It was.
So that's pretty much it. There's a ton, as you can see, of footsteps that are going to need to be made, and his jacket and pants and the bag. Lots of fun stuff, all of which can be done from within this library. So here I've got the Sand Medium and Sand Soft, both ready to roll. I've got them lined up here, and we can control them from key switches on this layer really easily. You can see down at the bottom the keys that I'm selecting, and then up here got lots of that. That's the soft. Here's the medium, a little thicker. Cool. I think the best course of action is to use the soft sand while he's walking up towards us, and then the deep sand when the medium when the feet are right at camera. So we're going to select soft, and because these are key switches, we want to always make sure that the very first sound that we want to use in the timeline gets a key switch. If you don't put the key switch in and then change key switches to another sound later and then go back to the top, you may start on the wrong key switch. So we always want to have both a starting place for key switches and any MIDI data that we want to deal with, because MIDI data does not work like automation. It's not quite as intelligent. So here's the beginning here. Get to the top, and we'll drop in our key switch there. Let's drop that in. Let's see. Yep, there it is. There's the object. Let me move this to the side just so that we can see a little bit better what's going on here. I like to put a little bit of a delay on the Foley that I do digitally because my brain doesn't always work so well in keeping things in sync. And if I keep the delay kind of the same, it makes it a lot easier to edit later. So here we go. There's a key switch. We're going to try a little rehearsal here. Okay, so that's kind of what we'll do. Let's give it a whirl. Go in and record. I want to give a couple of pre-steps here, just so I have them. Well, that's pretty good. Let's move this out of the way. See how we did. Now here is the piano roll to help us see what we were doing here. So generally I'm late, so I'm just going to move this whole object up a couple of frames just to see if I can get a little better sync. This one's a little weird, so we're going to make it another step, which is one of the great things about being in MIDI. We can make it any of these hits we want. It kind of ends a little abrupt. Let's just use that one better. And this one also. We'll see if we can put that together. Yeah. And this one will then become on the cut, the medium library, and that's pretty good. These are obviously massive sounding sand, and we'll deal with all of this in the mix. But that's good. So now we're going to do the next key switch, which then will put us to medium, and that'll be C0 right after the last note. So we'll go to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one, and that should have played. Yep. Cool. Now the rest of this little bit here is going to be hard because all but 2 of these steps are off camera, so we kind of have to time them and then edit them. Bomb, bomb. Okay, so. I really like that one. It's got a lot of thump to it. So we just need to kind of add them and then edit as we go. Okay, try it. Oops. Let's see how we did there. We're going to just merge all of these together so they're easier for us to see and process, deal with. Make sure the key switch works. Definitely works. So this one's just a little late. We'll drop it over here. That's good. This one's also seems a little late. Now the one thing, there's a little, his toe comes up just a little bit, and we want to see if we can help that. Dinkum, right there. So let's add that in there, see if we can find a light, easy one. Maybe up here in the, yeah, there we go. Here, let me show you what I'm looking at here. Sorry, I got it off the screen. Limited screen real estate. So I'm actually up here in the slides. And we'll make it real light. That's all we needed out of that. Just a little kind of leverage there. So if we scroll up, we should be able to see it. There it is, very light in velocity. And here we go. Let's try it all together. Back one more. Beautiful. And that's kind of the general gist of they're called footsteps. Foley footsteps. A couple of these might be a little early, actually. Let me just check these. Those are three, 10. Yeah, a couple of these just need to be about a frame back. Let's see. That one's definitely early. Take both of these back a couple frames. Now these sound funny, but they're going to be way down in the mix because he's off camera by the time we get there. So that's just kind of easy programming. And what's great, so great about MIDI is you can just change it up and do anything you want. And we could make this a different sound if we wanted to. So it's super cool, super easy. All right, so now that we have the footsteps in, it's probably, since sand is sort of sand, whether you have shoes on or knees with whatever, it's sort of the same sound. Not really, but generally speaking, for Foley purposes, it is. So let's take a look here as how these three hits that he does as he sits on his knees. Boom, boom, and sitting down. He's got a little second one and a secondary one here too. Boom, boom, big king. And so we need to add that bit in there. In fact, let's mute the regular pants and the jacket so we're not disturbed. And we'll fix this in the mix, although we might be able to help ourselves even here. So let's find this. We're going to be in the sand medium, I believe.
Out of yoga.
Well, actually, that might not have been so bad. Let's just resurrect that performance. One of the cool things that Logic does. Let's take a look here and see if we can edit this into something that's good. Do.
What?
All right, let's see what happens here now that we have the window open. All right, these are just late, which is kind of my way. Can't react fast enough. Let's see. Now they're early. We'll give them one more. Not bad. I don't like that stops like that, so I'll just shorten it up and allow the release of the plugin to do it for us.
Out of
There we go. Nice and easy.
Jesus. What? Got out of yoga.
Pretty great. And if, again, this is super loud, but we also want to see if we can fix up some of this EQ. We've got the low pass EQ on already, so which means if we turn this, I've got it plugged into a, oops, I don't want to mess with that one. I got it plugged into a controller. So I can bring it down a little bit because, she's blocking it with her body. The sound would be a little bit darker. Let's see here. So the first thing we do, if we're going to do this, we always want to establish the baseline where it should start here in the beginning, which should be fully bright. There, just give it a little insert for it, and then we'll darken it here and see how it sounds.
Jesus. What? Got out of yoga.
Right. We're going to record it.
Jesus. What? Got out of yoga class for you.
Back up. And we'll put it all together. Let's take a look at our data. There we go. There it is. And actually, we should merge all of this together. See, this is a break in data. Even though we established this as a baseline in the front, if we don't merge these, now it puts it all in there for us. Logic and some other digital audio workstations won't chase this data, and you'll be playing back going, why does it sound weird? And that's the case in any digital workstation.
Jesus. What? Got out of yoga.
Beautiful. The next thing we'll need to do is the pants sound as his, pants move between. So that'll be the next tutorial. Lots of tutorials here, and we hope you're enjoying the Cinema Sound Foley Library. We'll see you in the next tutorial.
Even if it's for yourself.